And here we are once again. Good evening, folks. Welcome to Friday Night Tech Talk. I'm waiting for my phone to do what it always does. It hasn't done it yet. If this is your first time here, welcome. And I'm glad you're here. And we do this every Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And we go over some of the tech stories from the week. Now you can follow along. I publish the stories on my website. Tech stories from the week. My phone doing what it always does. Okay. So I'll share screen and let you see my website, and that's where you'll find the show notes. So, website is mobilegeezer.wordpress.com. If you click on the first story at the top, you'll have all the show notes for this week's stories. So, as has become normal lately, Eleanor got here first, and Miss E was pretty quick behind her. So don't know who else is watching as yet, but if you're there, especially if you're new, say something in the comments so I can say hello and let me know where you're watching from. So I'm going to start on the stories, and I'm sure you'll certainly know which story is coming first. So there we go. Once again, I said the top story is Elon for the third week running. And I just said he has his funding. Now you'll find this story on The Verge. Let's see if I can make it a little bit bigger. Okay. So Elon Musk lays out funding for ambitious Twitter takeover. $25 billion in loans, $21 billion in personal equity. So he's got the money that they thought he couldn't get. So let's switch this to reader view so we can get rid of some of these ads. Okay. Elon Musk has lined up the funding he needs for his proposed takeover of Twitter. In a new filing with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission on Thursday, Musk laid out his plan for the $46.5 billion worth of loans that will allow him to finance the buyout offer made on April 14th. The funding is provided through two debt commitment letters from Morgan Stanley Senior Funding, in which the bank commits to offering a series of loans worth $25.5 billion. The remaining $21 billion will be covered by Musk himself. Notably, the filing does not list any equity partners to share the cash burden with Musk. I don't think he needs help. The Tesla CEO already owns a 9% stake in Twitter, valued at roughly $2.9 billion. The filing also makes clear that Twitter has not formally responded to Musk's offer. The reporting person is seeking to negotiate a definitive agreement for the acquisition of Twitter by the reporting person, it reads, and is prepared to begin such negotiations immediately. The spokesperson for Twitter confirmed that the company has received Musk's offer and said it would conduct a careful, comprehensive review. We are in receipt of the updated, non-binding proposal from Elon Musk, which provides additional information regarding the original proposal and new information on potential financing. As previously announced and communicated to Mr. Musk directly, the board is committed to conducting a careful, comprehensive, and deliberate review to determine the course of action that it believes is in the best interest of the company and all Twitter stockholders. There has been both skepticism and speculation about how Musk had planned to finance his buyout offer. Well, he's done that. Despite being Earth's richest human with a personal fortune that Bloomberg's billionaires index estimated at around $249 billion, Musk isn't able to simply buy Twitter, given the majority of his net worth is tied up in Tesla stock. He can borrow against the stock but the New York Times notes there are limits on how much stock he's able to use as collateral, not to mention the fact that Tesla's fluctuating share prices might make banks wary yet. Tesla does fluctuate a lot, so does Twitter for that matter. Given the controversy that's often surrounded the CEO, potential investors have also reportedly been hesitant about co-investing with Musk. The New York Times also previously noted that Twitter's inconsistent financial performance over the years, not to mention controversies of its own, mean it's not an obvious contender for a traditional leverage buyout. Musk has publicly said buying Twitter is not meant as a way to make money, which, taken at face value, never wise with Musk, undermines anyone looking to maximize returns. That's true. Even with funding secured, taking over Twitter will not be easy. The company's board of directors recently announced measures to block Musk's hostile takeover. This maneuver, which is known in the finance world as a poison pill, allows certain shareholders to purchase more stock in an attempt to block Musk from holding a stake of over 15%, Reuters previously reported. The Tesla CEO has referred to himself as a free speech absolutist and has suggested that he believes Twitter, which he calls the de facto town square, should loosen its moderation policies. I invested in Twitter as I believe in its potential to be the platform for free speech around the globe, and I believe free speech is a societal imperative for a functioning democracy, Musk said in his initial letter announcing his intention to buy the company. Twitter has extraordinary potential. I will unlock it. So he's got the money they thought he wouldn't get. Let's see who else is in here. Let's see, that's not that screen. Yo, Days One is in here. What's up, brother? And Vince is here. Glad to have both of you here. So, of course, I had to start with Elon Musk, like the whole world is doing. But he's got his funding, and we'll see what happens next. So, tried to vary the stories a little bit so we don't have all this heavy-duty stuff. So, my next story, let me share screen again. Something we've been talking about for a long time. Let's see. And there's Annette. Hey, Annette. Yeah, we've been talking a little bit offline about her updates to Samsung, but I think she's okay. Okay. Lighten up a little bit and maybe get us all a little excited about the Pixel Watch. So I just said Pixel Watch getting close. And this article was on Phone Arena, so let's take a look. Let's see if I can make it a little bit bigger. So, Pixel Watch could be here anytime now. If that comes out, I'll be getting one as soon as I can. Official looking image leaked. Google Store updated. That's key to this, I believe. So, let's take it over to Reader View, get rid of some of these ads. Evidence is mounting that Google's first smartwatch, the Pixel Watch, is right around the corner. Earlier today, Google's online store got a refresh that strongly indicates that the Mountain View company is laying the groundwork for the introduction of the watch, and now noted leaker Evan Blast has posted an image of the wearable. So we get the image. Yeah, there's an image right there. Let me turn off Reader View just for a second, just in case anybody's up. That's what we're expecting the Pixel Watch to look like. Very basic. I love round designs on watches, though. So back to Reader View. 9 to 5 was the first to spot that the design of Google Store has been updated to bring the watches category to the forefront. The site now has a simpler look, and it displays product categories such as phones, watches, and smart home instead of brands like Pixel, Nest, Stadia, Fitbit, and Pixelbook. Subscriptions is called offers now, and what's worth noting is that the watches category is listed before smart home, which may indicate a priority change. The smart home page now has a clearer look and features a grid of various product types. The site navigation has also been modified, and when you select the product category, you are now directed to a landing page instead of a menu with further options. Items not listed under the broader categories can now be accessed through the carousel in the overview page. The new design is live now in the US, UK, Germany, and Japan. So I guess that's what the front will look like. It looks like it's from 91 Mobiles to me. Late last year, renders of the Pixel watch were leaked, and today Blast, writing for 91 Mobiles, I thought so, has posted an official-looking image of the watch. The new image is in line with those renders and showcases a wearable with a circular face and a display that stretches all the way to the back. As rumors had indicated, it also features some Fitbit complications. The image also shows a white dot, presumably for pending notifications. Yeah, there's the white dot. Okay. Also seen in the image is the watch's digital crown with a pretty prominent stem. Yeah, that is pretty prominent. A few days back, Blast had tweeted an image that apparently showed a training system for the watch, for the Pixel watch, which is codenamed Rohan. Per earlier rumors, the watch may feature a Samsung-made Exynos processor, which is not all that surprising, given that the South Korean giant also helped Google with the Tensor chip that powers the Pixel 6 Duo, and the two also collaborated on the Wear OS platform. Let's show I'm wearing my Galaxy Watch 4 right now. The watch will most likely be unveiled next month during Google I/O, I hope so, which begins on May 11th. Whether it will be a formidable competitor to the best smartwatches of today remains to be seen. I would think the main competitors are going to be Apple and Samsung. So anyway, I'm kind of excited about that because we've been talking about with Google Watch for 4 or 5 years now? A while, I know that. So let's come out of radio view, stop screen. Let's see. Dave says, one of the most anticipated watches for me. Me too, Dave, me too. I am very eager for it. And Misty says, been looking forward to this watch. Yeah. And all of us who are Pixel fans, Android fans, I think we're all kind of excited. I hope they don't, kind of overprice it. I would think they'd be reasonable about it, but of course we won't know. That's assuming we do get it next month. And if that's true for Google I/O, then it won't be more than a few weeks. So let's hope. Okay, moving on. So this I thought was a cool story. A Brazilian judge, no charger with the iPhone, pay up Apple. And this was on Android Authority. So I just think this is cool. Android Authority, nice. Judge says Apple must pay man $1,000 for not including charger with iPhone. The question is whether or not this sets a legal precedent to force all companies to include chargers in this country. So, reader view. In 2020, Apple made headlines for making a bold move. Well, depends on how you define bold moves. It stopped including chargers with new iPhones. The company claimed that stopping the practice would be better for the environment since most people already own chargers. However, rumors circulate that the move saved Apple literally billions of dollars. Yeah, I wouldn't be a bit surprised. Since then, other companies, including Samsung, have followed suit. Yeah, after Samsung made fun of them for doing it, they did the same thing. Brazil, however, is very unhappy with the lack of an iPhone charger in the box. The country previously fined Apple $2 million over the change. Now the Cupertino company must pay one specific man 5,000 Brazilian real, $1,082 in U.S. money. This news comes thanks to a judge ruling in favor of the man's lawsuit against Apple. Here's what the judge had to say. According to Article 39 of the Consumer Code, tie sale is an abusive and prohibited practice in Brazil. So it is not allowed to sell cell phone and charger separately. Therefore, Apple is being sentenced after selling an iPhone model and charger separately to a consumer in the city of Goiânia, I think. According to the result issued by Judge Vanderlei Cares Pinheiro, well, I did that pretty good, I thought, of the Sixth Civil Court in Guyana. Yeah, they're going to keep using that word because I'm having trouble with it. Apple must compensate the consumer 5,000, that's in Brazilian money, 1,000 in ours, for carrying out the tie sale of the company's devices. Tie sale refers to the practice of forcing a consumer to buy two products in order to make one of them fully work. In this case, the judge considers the necessity of buying a charger after buying a new iPhone to be a tie sale. I'd agree. Of course, Apple argued that most people have chargers already, but that didn't sway the judge. And even if most people have, what about the person who's buying one for the first time? They're not most people, so I disagree with that. The big question looming over this case is how it could change smartphone launches in Brazil going forward. The country has already fined Apple for not including chargers with iPhones. Now, this case appears to set a precedent that any iPhone owner can sue Apple directly for compensation. Good. Obviously, if Apple needs to include chargers with iPhones, so would other companies. For what it's worth, Samsung, listen to this, Samsung does include chargers with its phone when sold in Brazil. So they already knew this was coming, even though it doesn't do so in other countries. Additionally, Apple does include chargers and even earbuds with new iPhones sold in France. This is because French law prohibits the sale of smartphones without these two items. So you have to have both the battery and earbuds. It's possible Apple could adopt a similar strategy in Brazil to avoid all these legal issues. So I just think it's cool that they're making them put what should be the earbuds. Okay, I can see not being there, but they're making them put what I think should be there in the first place. So good for them. Maybe this will spread to other countries like ours, I hope. So good story. And 3 Days agrees with me. Yeah, they're saying, well, most people already have chargers, but not everybody. Where was, oh yeah, he said, come on, yeah, exactly. Most people, not all people, yeah. Eleanor says she might be thinking about it. Well, I know Eleanor likes her Galaxy Watch 3, but yeah, I would think this is going to be a special watch to all of us. And because it's the first one, it's probably going to be a collector's item right off the bat. So anyway, I thought it was good that they're making them put the charger in. And maybe other companies will follow suit and maybe it'll spread. So we shall see. So moving on, what I said here was momentum building, because, you know, we had the story about the Amazon union started in Staten Island. Well, now it's Apple's turn. Momentum building. I said Atlanta Apple Store files for union election. And this was on CNBC. And I think these people get paid pretty well, but that's just, oh, time out of here. Oh, wow, shocking. Wait a minute. Let me stop screen for a minute. We got a star in here. Uh-oh.
Hey, what's
Here's
up,
Ted,
George?
folks. We haven't had you for what, 2 months?
Yeah, not since all of us came back for the big impromptu reunion.
Yep, and yeah, last week I had Mike and Will. Of course, Will was doing his usual yelling, so of course everybody enjoyed it. So you've been good?
Oh yeah, I'll be good. Oh, hold on.
Okay, so things well on the job, things well with your photography business, I would assume.
Yeah, I think they're going all right. Guys, yeah, the gigs have been coming in. Oh, wedding. We've decided to do the wedding from instead of Mexico to around here in Dallas. So
Now you
just so you
moved.
could give you the chance to drive by.
Actually, now it's in the spring, is it?
It's in the winter in January.
It's in January. So you want me to drive down to Dallas in the winter? For you, I might do it. I've driven there. I've driven there before, that's for sure. So Miss E said hi.
Hey, Missy.
Eleanor said hi to Annette. And
Hey, Miss Eleanor. How you doing?
And Don isn't here.
Ronald?
Yo, Don, how are you, brother? Glad to have you. Don has bought 2 of my phones, and he's been happy with both of them, which makes me happy. So you've got the stories, right, Ted?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right. So I've been through Musk with Twitter, and I've been through the Pixel Watch that we hope is coming in a few weeks at Google I/O. So I am up to the Apple Store that's fighting for a union. So you want to read one, or you want me to go on?
Ooh, hold on. Give me a moment. It's not in my email. Ooh. Let's see it in the description. Oh, it's in the description. There we go.
Yes, it is.
Elon done app. Oh, Pixel Watch. People are still talking about the pixels. The third one, Brazilian judge, no charge.
No, I did that one too. The next one.
That's the one I liked.
I'm sorry. I liked it too. Yeah, I like it a whole lot.
All right.
I said I hope it spreads to other countries like America. You know.
Yeah.
Or at least Brian's in here.
Hey, Brian, what's up?
And Don said it's good to see you, Ted. Yeah, Don lived in just north of you till last year. I think that's when he moved to Oklahoma.
Oh.
Where did he? What's north of Dallas? Just north.
Just north is Richardson.
No, it starts with an F, I think. Anyway,
Frisco?
I forgot.
Frisco.
Maybe Frisco. Could be something like. Anyway, but he moved to. But you guys were very close there for a while. As Brian says, "What's up?" Don says, "Good to see you, Ted." Eleanor says, "Hi, Ted. See, you're missed, brother." Getting all this love in here. All right, let me share the screen.
These stars. I don't. Can it just.
Okay, whenever you're ready.
All right. So Apple Store in Atlanta is the. Sorry, I forgot my mic.
You know he wouldn't be Ted if he didn't keep doing this stuff, folks.
Apple Store in Atlanta is the first to file for a union election. Yep. An Apple retail store in Cumberland Mall in Atlanta, Georgia, has filed for a union election. The first union election filing at an Apple store is a milestone development in employee efforts to unionize the tech giant's retail workforce. Over 70% of the stores, more than 100 eligible employees, have signified interest in unionizing, according to a press release. Let's see.
Wait, I can't switch this one to read view. I don't know why. I tried it earlier. Every time I switch this one to read view, it goes to this thing about cookies. So I have to stay out of read view. Okay, so go ahead.
Let's see. It's the first union election filing at an Apple store and is seen as a milestone development in employee efforts to unionize the tech retail's giant retail workforce, and to negotiate better pay and benefits. This article is coming by way of Keith Leswing. Over 70% of the store's more than 100 eligible employees have signified interest in unionizing. Organizers are asking for base wages of $28 an hour. Okay, yes.
Not bad. There are already making 20, so.
Yeah. Larger raises to offset inflation, and profit sharing options for retail employees, which first reported the election filing. If over 50% of the eligible workers vote for the union, the store will become the first unionized Apple retail outlet. A separate store in the New York City is seeking representation from Workers United and is currently collecting signatures. The union organizing efforts at Apple are part of a rising tide of workplace activism across the country as employees seek better pay and working conditions amid a labor shortage and rising inflation. What's more, the COVID-19 pandemic has spurred frontline workers to re-examine the risks and benefits of their jobs. Elsewhere, Amazon workers were ordered to form a union at a Staten Island warehouse earlier this month, and Starbucks locations across the country have voted to unionize in the past month. Apple retail employees start at $20 per hour, a company spokesman told CNBC. We are pleased to offer very strong compensation and benefits for full-time and part-time employees, including healthcare, tuition reimbursement, new parental leave, paid family leave, annual stock grants, and many other benefits, an employee spokesman said in a statement.
So they're really going for it now. I mean,
it's a movement.
Yeah, $28 an hour they want, and profit sharing for all retail. That's really going for it. I got to give them that.
We need a union at my job. Oh.
See, I've been in unions when I was young. I've been in 3 separate unions when I was young, and I never liked the union experience. That's just me, though.
What was the union experience?
Where in the 3 unions I was in, they catered to the guys who did the least amount of work, and they pulled you down not to make them look bad, basically. That's the way it was. I worked with a guy when I was back in Jersey, when I was programming at one of my jobs. Anyway, I took a job at night loading trucks just to make some extra money. And one of the guys worked for the post office. Well, he described, when we first started, he worked in the loading platform. He described the typical day when he first started. When he first started at the post office, he used to work his butt off. And do you know that 2 union guys came over and told him if he didn't slow down, he was going to end up with both his arms broken in the hospital. He slowed down. That's
union guys.
That's what
that sounds like the mob, office. George. That was the mob.
in Jersey, where we lived in Jersey, it was the same thing. One was the other. People, down here ask me, where I was raised or what it was like. I always tell them, you ever seen The Sopranos? That's where I was raised, and that's what it was like, and that's the truth.
What did they call those guys in the construction? There was for union jobs for the money. There was the no-shows and what was the ones that they just had to sit there?
Oh, I don't know. That's probably since, they probably didn't even say that when I was young. Miss E said her late husband had the same experience. Yeah, that's my experience with unions. But you have to remember where Eleanor and I were raised, the county we were raised in, the county was as mafia as they could get. There was a point in the 70s. You remember the movie Walking Tall?
Walking Tall with Kevin Sorbo with The Rock.
No, yeah, with The Rock was the second one. But in both movies, they were very corrupt in Tennessee. Well, there was a point that the 2 most corrupt counties in the country were that county and Hudson County, New Jersey. So that's how it was. She said the drinking, but he's got the promotions. Okay.
It happens without the unions.
Yeah, that happens everywhere as far as I know. That happens all over New York City. I know that.
But yeah, I somehow think, your experiences in the unions isn't going to repeat itself in Apple's union should it happen.
Except that when I did the Amazon story where he successfully started the union, both sides were saying there was intimidation, physical intimidation going on. So my first thought was, what? Nothing's changed on all these years? So I don't know if that's true. That was just accusations going back and forth. What's true, I don't know.
I don't think Amazon has to stoop into physical intimidation when they have so many other tools at their disposal.
Well, I think Amazon was the one charging it the most because they were saying the only reason they got the union is because people were threatened. But when you saw the pictures of when the union came through, it sure looked like an awful lot of people were celebrating. So it didn't look like anybody
That's true.
Yeah, Eleanor said, was it Payne Webber? I could not remember Payne Webber when I was talking about when I took the part-time job. But yes, it was Payne Webber. Thank you, Eleanor, for reminding me, old guy. Okay, moving on to our next story. Share screen. So glad. Oh, I thought did somebody else just come in? I thought I heard some. Yes, somebody. Wait a minute. Let me stop sharing screen for a minute. Oh, I think Will must be. Will, is that you?
What's going on,
Apple
George?
logo? Hey,
There he
Will, what's
is.
up?
What's going on,
Will
Ted?
time, Will.
He said he was going to be here.
I
Will,
probably missed it. What's up?
what was the story you wanted to talk about?
I forget now.
So do I.
I forget now, but I sent it to you in a text message. I don't know. I think it was the one where the people said nobody was buying the pixels in the store.
And I did not include that story.
Well,
Yes,
next week.
that is true. Will did send me a story that pixels were not selling well, and I don't know why I didn't include it. I don't know.
He was
But
busy.
in any case,
Ted, what's going
that's
on?
the
I ain't
truth.
seen you in a minute. How are you doing?
Ooh, life has been busy. So much. Shoot, I actually have a lot to do this weekend. I was like, let me come back and do something that's familiar. I had that feeling.
Okay, well, we're glad you're here, and we're glad Will is here. And Miss C says hi, Will, and Brian says, "What up, Will?"
What's going on, Brian?
You finished your course yet, Will? School?
Oh yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I'm done, but I'm at work.
Well
And
done.
he did extremely well. And
Yeah,
Miss E just took a final today, I think, and she got 100 on hers. So you people are just showing out.
Congratulations.
yeah, right.
Okay, now I'm going to go to the next story. Now this is a very light story, but I thought it was cool. And Miss E was the one who sent me this story. So let me share screen, and you'll know that I got a
Nintendo Switch, right?
a Nintendo Switch lately, so it kind of fits the way I've been going anyway. So Sonic begins sharing the gaming nostalgia wealth. This is on IGM, and I just think we're going to get some retro Sonic stuff here. Let me change this layout. Okay. So I put the whole story up on the screen. Sonic Origins release date announced. Sonic's original adventures are coming back this summer. So let me go into reader view. See if I can get it to work right this time. Okay. Sonic Retro Remaster Collection, Sonic Origins, will be released on Sonic's birthday, June 23rd this year. Sonic Origins is a collection of several 2D Sonic games released on the Genesis, including Sonic the Hedgehog 1, 2, Sonic 3, and Knuckles, and Sonic CD. All of these games will be digitally remastered for current platforms. Along with the release date, Sega announces that Sonic Origins will be released on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series XS, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC starting at $39.99. Not bad, I don't think. Pre-orders will go live starting tomorrow. A pre-order bonus will net players 100 medallion bonus, mirror mode unlocked, and letterbox visuals, and a more expensive digital deluxe edition for $44.99 will also add difficult missions, letterbox characters in main menu, island camera on main menu, character animation and music playback, and exclusive tracks from the Mega Drive Sonic games. I think I can stick with the $39.99. The original Sonic games are 2D side-scrolling platformers where players speed their way towards the end of each level. These games are where players first met Sonic as he blasted through locations like Green Hill Zone and the Chemical Plant. And then there was some screenshots. Sonic Origins will be a good way for fans and newcomers to experience the early days of Sonic. But for folks looking towards the future, Sega is currently developing an open world Sonic game titled Sonic Frontiers. A new Sonic movie has also hit theaters, which you can read IGN Sonic 2. So I just thought it's kind of cool. And I have never played Sonic, so I'll probably get that when it comes out. Now I did check on their website. Yeah, well, they have them for the PlayStation and the Xbox, and the Nintendo Switch, it just says coming soon, of course. So that's my luck. So I just thought it was kind of cool.
So Sonic is on Nintendo now? When did that happen?
They're letting the original ones, the old ones be there. Yeah, so they're going to have it on Nintendo too. So I just thought that was kind of cool. So whenever it comes out, it's already there for the others. Oh, Brian, thank you as always, sir.
Oh, thanks, Brian. And I see, what's his name? Donald. He was in Plano and Frisco.
Yeah, Ted, they don't, Sega doesn't have a system anymore. So basically, Sonic is everywhere. You can get Sonic on iPhone,
That isn't just because they don't have a system anymore doesn't mean they're going to let go of an intellectual property.
Yeah,
but what are they going to do with it? They can't do nothing with it. They got
to make toys.
So.
I agree with Will. This is probably their best way to make money, don't you think, Will?
Yeah, there's no.
If it's a licensing thing, yeah, that's true.
So yeah, they're putting it everywhere. It's on iPhone. It's on, and just like Mario. Well, Mario still has a system, but you can get Mario Run or whatever. What's it called? Mario Go, Mario something.
Yeah, Mario. Yeah, it's an app now. It came out on.
Yeah, it's an app.
But they don't put the actual games. You still got to buy the console.
Not the actual game. Yeah. Yeah, but they still have a Nintendo. That's why. Now, if Nintendo went under.
Hey, look at the mic.
Let's see. Okay. She said, great memories for the whole family playing those games back when. Brian asked did she use emulators, and she said not anymore. Oh, Mike is in the comments. Mike, Will, and Ted are in here. You need to get in here too. Look at Missy. Missy got all excited. Put Mike's name all in caps.
Mike is eating sausage from the Amish market.
That's where he was?
Yeah, on Twitter.
Oh, okay. I missed it, but I was working today.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian says, "What's up, Joker Tech?" And Ted, all of a sudden, Ted's apologizing. You always do this. We expect it. Yeah, Missy wants the 4 Musketeers. So hopefully Mike will come in here. I hope.
Yeah, I can see why these YouTubers, they always use these wide angle lenses. I see why. Huh.
Oh, you like it? Yeah, you're the photographer in here, so.
Usually I use normal focal lengths or even telephoto lenses. Which nobody ever is crazy enough to do, but I can see why they use wide angle.
There you go.
I always avoided it because of stuff like this, where it fucking makes you looks like it's Space Jam. Michael Jordan when he's trying to do that last thing, like
Oh, look! Mike is not coming in. Hey, everyone! I was going to join, but not tonight.
Definitely, he has to join. Join Mike.
We like you buzzed up, Mike. That's okay. We can deal with a buzzed Mike. We'll tell him to get in here. Yeah, Missy
don't want to come in. I don't know what he's doing over there.
Missy is saying, same here, Mike. Come on in. You guys are too popular. That's the thing. Oh, Mike says you're looking good, Ted.
Yes, thank you, Mike. He's always appreciates a good production quality.
Oh, you changed the camera back? Is the camera? No, you still left that same angle, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't mind me. I've got 77-year-old eyes. Remember that. Yeah. All right. So maybe we have convinced him to come in. I guess we'll find out.
George, you got to come down for a visit this summer, right?
Yeah, I definitely need to. Now, of course, Ted just said they moved their wedding from Mexico back to Dallas. So maybe I'll drive down there for their wedding. We'll see. I
Oh,
assume that means I'm getting an invitation, Ted.
Yes. You got to send the invites, by the end of, by
There you
May,
go.
by force or fire. Oof.
By May?
Yeah, by
That
May.
early?
That
Okay.
early. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Mike says camera is awesome, Ted.
Yeah, Eleanor and Mike, it's the same camera, it's just a different lens.
Cool.
And also it's a different filter too. That's the filter is what gives me the stars, like what you see in the Super Bowl, football games and concerts.
But you were always a star to us, Ted.
The
Or should I say, everybody is a star? Okay.
God.
it's like that. I don't know if you guys saw this. If you saw that song, the music video by Silk Sonic, "Smoking Out the
No.
Window."
No.
No, you heard the song though, right, George?
No, not that
George
I
Will?
can remember. I haven't.
No.
Will, you heard of that song?
No.
No. Hold on. Hey
Okay.
Google,
You going to play it for us?
play "Smoking Out the Window" chopped and screwed.
Just
That way we
get
don't
me-
get the stream ticket out. Yeah.
Yeah, just don't get me nailed.
That was a good one, George. Yeah, that was a good one.
I'm not hearing music.
That's it. Recognize it?
No.
I think I may have, it's
No?
awfully far away, but I think I may have heard that. Yeah.
Hey Google, stop.
Okay, you
Hey
didn't.
Google, stop.
Okay, you didn't get me a strike. I don't think.
He is now because Google won't stop.
Hey Google, stop.
At
I
least
have a
when I
talk with
tell
Google after this. Oof.
At least when I tell it to stop, it stops.
I gotta tell this thing a few times. Ooh.
All right, we're gonna move on.
Don't be surprised if my display has two black eyes at this rate.
Oh, Will, did you catch the story about the Brazilian judge making Apple pay a guy $1,000 for not including the charger in the box?
No.
Okay, let me go back to it just so you can. It's a very short story. Wait, let me go back to it. I liked it. That's just me. Here, I'm going to pull it up here.
Yeah, stick it to the
Yeah.
big man, not the man, but the big corporation.
I'm just thinking maybe it'll push the others. All right, I'm sharing it again. And basically, judge says Apple must pay man $1,000 for not including the charger with the iPhone. And this is in Brazil. And they have some law. Let's see. Yeah, they call it a tie sale. And what a tie sale is, if you're forcing a customer to buy something that should have been there with it in the first place. So they've already given him a penalty of $2 million, but this guy, they've got to pay $1,000 because he sued them for not having the charger in the box.
Yes, that's what I like.
So
it
wait a
looks
minute.
like going.
So wait,
Go ahead.
George, so in that country, what about everybody else? Like,
Yeah, and that's
Pixel
what
come
this.
with a charger there, and does the Samsung? You know what I mean?
No, yeah, and that's the thing here. Samsung, I guess, knew it was coming. They already include chargers in Brazil.
So wait a minute. So that should mean the people here should really sue them, because at least Apple does it the same everywhere. Samsung is giving Brazil chargers, but not here.
That's probably true. Yeah, they're doing it, and also
I think the problem is that actually Brazil has a law that the tie sale is not allowed to sell iPhones and chargers separately. So they already had a law about
and
that.
in France, Apple has to include both a charger and earbuds in the box because that's France's law.
Yeah,
that's kind of crazy though.
Like for different countries.
That's crazy though that Apple let it get to that extent. Like that they knew Brazil had a law.
Yeah, but wait.
Samsung was smart enough to do it before anybody sued them.
Now I seen somebody posted a tweet the other day. Basically, what they said was the government shouldn't interfere, like, because now they're trying to say that the lightning port is going to have to go or whatever. But
Well, yeah, that's because
no. Listen. No, but listen
Go
to what I'm saying is the point is Apple or whatever company, they should be able to design their product the way they want, and if people don't want it, then don't buy it. You know
That's
what
a
I mean?
separate argument. We're separate story, actually. Separate story. I mean,
Yeah, but it's
we're not.
similar though. It's similar
Well,
though,
you-
because
well,
if they
here-
don't want to include the charger in the box, then
Will,
Make
fine,
Will
but
read the
you don't
story,
have
George.
But you
Yeah.
don't have to buy it. I can't. But you don't
yeah,
have to
Will,
buy it.
Will, you have the
Same
stories, right?
You can't.
No, I can't read them. I'm at work.
Oh, that's right. I
Aw.
forgot. All right, then you're gonna love this next story because this is
Yeah.
addressing your point right now. Yo, Renz is in here,
Hey, Renz, what's up?
and as
I'm getting
always,
an
he
echo.
gave me damnation. Thank you, Renz, as always, sir.
Oh, it's probably. from
And I
me.
know you're working too. You and Will are both working. I know that. And he's wish everybody a blessed weekend. Now, Will,
Put Daze's comments up. Like, that's right. That's right there. Those countries. Look, yeah, we need countries
those
that
countries
look
look
out
out
for
for consumers. Yeah.
consumers
Will-
over corporations. That's what I always
Yeah, but
say.
you know what? That's the consumer's not looking out for themselves, because if as much as people complain about it, then don't buy it.
All right, Will, check out this story. This next story is just what you're talking about. Okay. EU, this is on Android Authority. EU is close to forcing every manufacturer to use USB-C chargers for everything.
Mhm.
The EU has greatly expanded the scope of its proposal beyond smartphones and tablets.
Miss Bell, I'm not here for you. I'm here for your roommate. I'm here for your roommate.
He's working too.
What?
Okay, Will, this is all for you. The European Union took another step towards standardizing chargers for electronic devices, with USB-C being the recommended option. The EU signaled in September of last year, and I remember that it wanted to force manufacturers to use a standardized charging interface for smartphones and tablets. Members of European Parliament for the Internal Market and Consumer Protection Committee have now voted 43-2 to expand their initial proposal to include additional devices such as laptops, handheld gaming consoles, cameras, and more. So they're all going to have USB-C. While many Android device makers have already adopted USB-C, Apple's devices are split between USB-C and its Lightning interface. Laptops are similarly fragmented, with some using USB-C and others using traditional barrel chargers. The EU is concerned about the environmental impact of customers constantly purchasing multiple chargers, the irritation factor for the consumer, and the potential to be locked into a certain vendor's ecosystem of peripherals. When 500 million chargers for portable devices shipped in Europe each year, generating 11,000 to 13,000 tons of e-waste, a single charger for mobile phones and other small and medium electronic devices would benefit everyone, said Rapporteur Alex Agias Saliba. The proposal does allow for some devices to be exempted. Specifically, those that are too small to effectively house a USB-C port. The exemption would include smaller smartwatches, fitness trackers, similar products. Larger models, however, would still fall under the new proposal. So it says smaller watches. So if you had a big enough watch to have a USB charger, they're saying you got to put one in there. That's going a little too far, I think. The MEPs also expressed concern over emerging wireless charging methods and called on the Commission to take similar action to ensure interoperability in that segment. The fear is that manufacturers could use wireless charging as a way to bypass the proposal, perpetuating proprietary options that lock their customers in. The EU Parliament will vote on the revised proposal in May, so we'll know soon. Should the new rules pass Parliament, the MEPs will begin negotiating with individual EU member states on the implementation. So they're doing exactly what you said they shouldn't do, Will.
That's what I was gonna say. Apple's
Yep.
gonna get around it because they're gonna make MagSafe. You know what I mean? That's gonna be the charging thing. So that's what it's gonna be.
Keep in mind, Will, traditionally when the EU tries to force these companies to do something, so far they have always gotten what they wanted.
Yeah, but
Technically,
George, this is what
Apple,
they're gonna do. They're
you
gonna
know,
get
this is
around it because
actually
they're gonna go to
new, right?
MagSafe.
Yeah, but they already said they're afraid they're going to go to wireless charging. So I mean, you
Yeah,
could be right, but so far, every time the EU has insisted on something, the companies have ended up doing what they wanted. Right? We got more in the comments. Yo, Mario's in here. What's up, brother? Glad to have you
Hey,
here.
Mario. We also got Gary. What's up?
And Gary's here. About time you showed up, brother. Just kidding. Okay.
Okay.
Misty
All
says
right.
hi. And so Gary agrees with you, Will. He says government overreach. Apple will keep this in court. Apple will go portless
Yeah.
before they go to USB-C. So
And you know
Gary
what,
agrees
George?
with you
Once they go
You know,
100%.
this
portless,
USB-C
once they
part
go
is actually just
portless,
part two, right? You know, Apple made this, the EU made this rule by USB-C, and that's why the charging bricks have USB-C. That's why we were inconvenienced in the first part. The charging bricks had to
Yeah,
have a
yeah, and yeah, because the
USB-C.
EU has been looking at this stuff for a long time. That's
Yeah,
true.
now they're just forcing Apple to, or all manufacturers to include USB-C on their phone,
Or
and
trying to anyway. You know.
not
yeah,
trying.
but watch,
It's looking like it's gonna go through,
they're gonna
and
go
I hope it
portless.
does.
That's what Apple's gonna do. They're gonna go portless.
You know, I would like to see them do it. I would like to see them do it and
If
see
you
what consumers
Ted,
do.
listen, Ted, what would okay? So what would be the problem when Apple you can already charge it on any wireless charger?
That's
And you
true.
have no problem. You
Yeah,
have a
but
choice. Then you can buy whatever wireless charger you want, and if you want MagSafe, then you can buy MagSafe.
But keep something in
And
mind
so
that they're saying they don't want people to have to keep
because
going out and buying these
so
separate
George,
chargers.
yeah, but George, listen. So
I'm
if
not
they go,
arguing on their side. I'm just
yeah,
saying
but
what they're
listen,
saying.
if they go portless, right?
Right.
You have the option of buying whatever wireless charger. You can use your Samsung wireless, whatever that you already have.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're not locked into Apple. That's all it is. They don't really care about the environment because if that was the case, they would just stop
No, I
using
agree.
plastic on all this
no,
stuff. But,
if
I agree.
like you know, if they do it, like I really want to see the chaos it'll cause, though. Like, so yeah, I'm all
yeah,
for
but
it.
I don't think it will now because MagSafe's been out for a while. Apple's got their whole little accessory line with all the wires
Yeah,
the
MagSafe.
charger and the thing.
I
And
suspect
you don't
that
and
90%
no,
of
Ted, listen,
Apple customers.
you don't have to use MagSafe. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So if
Gary's
you can
agreeing
go
with you.
buy
He said Gary says MagSafe is the first step. And Big House is
you
in
can
here. What's up, brother?
and
Glad to have you here.
they were smart enough to do it
Oh,
where
hey, big house. What's up?
they already started letting you restore your phone without a computer. You don't need a computer anymore. You don't got to plug it in to restore your phone.
That's true.
You can restore your watch with your phone or some kind of weird thing they got. Like you don't need it anymore. They're going to get rid of the port.
Okay, now here, Days One has an answer. He says Apple going portless, taking 2.5 hours to charge with no option to charge faster. Then the heat generated from that isn't good. You got an
Yeah.
answer for him?
Like, imagine if Apple, like the EU passes this by next
It's
year, and Apple has to make this decision to go portless by next year. I don't think it's gonna fly. It's gonna go over very well. Like, you know, like just like that.
but
Everybody's
it's not next year. It's the year after, right?
2
2024.
years.
But
Yeah,
keep
2
keep
years.
in mind, it did stay in the story that they were already suspicious about people going wireless, so they're
So yeah,
probably going
2024.
to jump
The,
on that at some point.
Listen, just like Days was
Actually,
saying, just like Days is saying with the whole taking long to charge, yeah, but right now with the iPhone 13 Pro Max or whatever, most people are good making it to a day. So dropping your phone on the charger and letting it trickle charge or whatever overnight, people are fine with that.
Yeah,
And
and
then
you're kind of right
if you
because
have
I
MagSafe,
almost always charge my Apple phone on my MagSafe charger. That's true.
and if you buy
there's
the
trickle
MagSafe thing,
charging
you
at
have to
3,000 milliamp hour
listen.
and 4,000
Ted,
milliamp
people,
hour is
Ted,
no fun though. That's gonna
Ted,
take a few
but
hours.
Ted, yeah, but if your phone is lasting you the whole day already, you're not gonna need. You know what I mean? It's not like you're gonna need to plug it in all the time. So then, when you're doing that, if you buy the MagSafe one, you have the cord attached to it, so you can still use your phone while you charge it.
Big House, thank you very much, sir. As always, very much
Would you?
appreciated.
But look, you would have to buy like the battery banks that attaches it, because otherwise you're gonna have the puck to your
Yeah, that's what
phone
I'm saying. So yeah, but you can charge the phone and use it.
with the puck. So
Yeah,
it's still
and
like,
that's how I charge my iPhone all the time. Pretty much, that's the one I use the most. You know.
while
can
you're
buy the
using it,
one
like you have the puck on it
No,
while
no,
you
not while I'm using it. When I'm not using it.
But Ted, you can though. You can because the puck is more easier than having the battery pack on
I
the back.
agree. I agree.
the
Now
puck
here,
is easier to have
now,
than the battery
bad
pack
news.
on the
Brown
back?
is
Yeah, the
Gary
puck
is
is
saying
smaller
Apple
than
will
putting that
sell the
big battery pack
USB-C
on the back.
adapter for $50. That would sound like Apple.
The puck, having the puck is better than having the battery pack. Like I have the Apple wireless charger, battery, whatever. That thing's huge. The puck is way better.
I like the puck
Like when
better
I'm
too.
thinking
That's
about the
true.
battery bank, I'm thinking like the battery bank that attaches via MagSafe. You're saying
That's
the
what I
puck is
have.
easier
No,
than that?
yes, that's what I have. I have the one that attaches by
Okay.
MagSafe, and
No, I'll
it's
take your word
big.
for it. I
It's
don't know.
bigger than the puck.
Days
Puck
one
would
is
be way better.
asking. Days one is asking, does trickle charging wirelessly still generate some heat?
Yeah,
All
it gets
charging
hot.
generates
It
heat.
gets hot. But what I'm saying is,
All charging
if
generates
if
heat.
Apple goes wireless, and let's say you have the 13 Pro Max now, your battery's lasting you the whole day. So when you put it on the charger at night, you're going to bed. You're not stressing over. You know what I mean? Even with
Yeah,
my
yeah,
phone, I
But
don't
what
have
if you
battery
forget to
anxiety
charge it
or
in the when you go to sleep though?
yeah. But that's the nice thing about having it. I just drop it
so
if I forget to charge it. It charges real quick, pretty
so
quick.
Ted, you know what? I can't remember, but I don't know if the phone does it. Pretty sure the watch does it. It'll tell you like put your phone on the charger at this time. Like it has a thing built into it. If you set up
Oh,
the sleep thing, it'll tell me like
really?
put my watch on the charger at this time so that I can wear it to sleep to track my like
Now
they're gonna
here's Don's take. Don saying my take is to forget about Apple. Apple people should do what they uh, do always. We need to work on Android, especially Google.
No.
Don is very much an Android guy.
You know what? As
yeah,
long as it's
Google
just
needs to work on Google. He's right about that.
nah, I agree for the UU like making sure because it's more than just iPhones. It's all the other gadgets that come with micro
Yeah,
USB ports. Like make sure they all come with USB-C ports
Yeah,
now. One
the
charger
micro
ports.
USB should just be gone. I'm sorry.
Yeah, micro, mini, it should be gone. And if EU does pass this law, usually they have to give like member states like usually 4 years to like enact the laws. So it's called like the compliance period to get into compliance. So usually companies would have like 4 years to like figure something out. So
I'm
Okay,
pretty sure
Days
Apple's
one is
gonna
saying charging overnight is what I'm talking about. The trickle charge generating heat versus port chargers where the phone stays cool even in trickle. So he's saying the port charger, the phone doesn't heat up as much.
yeah, it
all
doesn't.
charging, yeah, but all charging generates heat.
Yeah, either of them is gonna make it. It's still
I
gonna be
mean,
hot.
the worst one
Yeah,
is like wireless
Days. I
charging.
don't think the heat is a huge question because like I said, I charge my iPhone mostly on it, and it never, when I pick it up, it never feels particularly hot in my hand. So at least I don't
George,
notice it.
what phone do you have?
The
Which
12 Pro.
what is your battery percentage?
Uh, you
Your
mean how's
battery
it do?
Your health. Your health.
Oh, I don't know.
You never look. I was just asking because you use the wireless charger a lot.
Yeah, I've used once or twice. Where do I have to go for that? I remember seeing it once or twice.
Just go to search.
Oh, I got battery health. Okay, I see it. Maximum capacity 89, peak performance capability. Yeah, it seems to be just.
It should give you a number like 100%.
Yeah, 89%.
Wow, you really lost a lot.
I used the iPhone all day today though.
No, I mean your maximum health is
Oh,
low.
the health, yeah. And like I say, I do charge it on the MagSafe. Charge it almost all the time, and I did today.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Sure, I just think they're gonna go portless or something before they give into that. You know what I mean?
Brian says Apple upgraded the battery life, so they got to degrade it faster now with the heat from wireless charge. His opinion of Apple.
But it's probably true that they made sure the battery lasts longer so that they can get ready for this situation. And they knew this was coming.
That's true. No surprises.
All right, Mike is still hanging around, I guess, in comments, but he's not coming in, I guess. So, okay, should I go on to the next story?
But what about the no? Because there's other stuff too that can get USB-C ports that Apple makes too, like their stupid keyboards or
They're
does
stupid keyboards. I love it.
What keyboard? Oh, for the
I
for the
love
Mac.
my
the
keyboard.
Magic Keyboard
I love my Magic keyboard.
that they give you, the one with the Touch ID that charges with Lightning?
Hello, how are you?
AirPods could also do it. Like, is Apple really just going to make those wireless?
Yeah.
Now, Renz is saying
What
some
about the
studies
Magic
say
one?
that
They charge
charging
from
your
underneath.
phone using QI charge can destroy your battery. I hadn't seen that.
Oh yeah,
It
it does.
degrades your
Wireless
battery.
charging, yeah, it degrades your battery.
It
quicker.
degrades the battery a bit faster, but yeah.
But that's why when everybody was begging Apple to do it, and they wouldn't do it, it was because of that. And everybody said, "Oh, Apple's just late." But now
say-
everybody's like, "Oh, Apple was right." Y'all, it's revisionist history.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true.
I say EU, do it. Do it. USB-C.
Yeah, I think it's
obviously.
one of those things that people are never going to agree on. That's my guess.
Imagine,
No, it does.
imagine your AirPods
George, it
USB-C. Your Magic,
what?
your Magic Keyboard USB-C.
It makes your battery die quicker. Your
Okay,
Magic
okay.
battery.
USB-C. We need a USB-C everything. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, Brian said Mike boozing it up. Mike said, Brian, yep, and it's good.
Your
Mike's
Chromebooks.
having a good time either way. Days One said, could you imagine a portless Mini, 4 hours SOT, then 2 hours to charge and get another 4 hours SOT? I don't think it'll be that bad. At least I hope it's not that bad.
They wouldn't do it for the Mini though.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking they're going to eliminate the Mini entirely anyway. That's my guess. Because the Mini just doesn't sell very well.
The Pixel
All right.
would love to have Mini sale numbers.
Well, I think they're doing okay. I don't, keep in mind, they are advertising at all the NBA games.
George, Verizon is giving the phone away.
Well, that's true.
They're not selling. They're not.
I think this, and
It's Google's fault though, because every year the phone has too much problems.
Yeah,
Even if we say this year it was a good launch, but if you Google Pixel at a couple months after launch, there's always an issue.
yeah, and it didn't help this year that MKBHD dumped the phone because it was aggravating him too much. 2 months later, he goes back to the phone and he has to dump the phone again.
And then there's still updates. I mean, issues with the update coming out late. Samsung is getting the updates first. Like if I'm going to recommend a phone to somebody that's Android, I'll tell them to get a Samsung.
Yeah, Samsung is killing everybody with updates. They're just doing way better than anybody.
But you know what they say, George? Google doesn't have to sell phones. They don't care.
That's true.
No, they care. They care. Or they wouldn't be
what-
spending all this advertising money.
That's what Shane said today in his broadcast.
What did he say? What did he say, George? I missed it.
He said that Google doesn't care about selling phones.
They do care. Otherwise,
I agree with you.
Pixel.
No, I agree with you. That's why they're getting better at it. But I agree with you. I think they do care. And I
Nobody
think
wants to just purposely lose money. I don't care how much money they got. We could have a Nexus 8, whatever, P or whatever. They care about selling phones. Otherwise, we could still be buying a Pixel for $500, and they could just be giving away their camera software.
No, I agree.
They wish they could sell where LG was. They wish. They can't even get the Motorola.
They're slowly making progress. I don't think it's
George,
anywhere
they're
near
not.
as bad as you say.
George, they're not making progress.
I think they are.
They're not.
Renz is
George,
saying I'm
people
getting the
are
13
giving the
mini
phone
after
away.
the price goes down, maybe next year. Oh, so you're going to get the mini next year? Okay.
Hold on,
After I
I'm
pay my
getting some
Pixel
water.
5, I'm currently on an installment for my Pixel. So he's still on installment for his Pixel 5. Okay. And Gary says Verizon don't care about sales. They want you to contract for 36 months. Yeah, well, that's why they're giving it away. That's true.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Days One agrees with you. Google cares because it shows what they can do and how it rivals the iPhone and iOS.
It rivals it, but only to a select bunch of people.
To a degree, I would say yes.
It rivals it in terms of the camera or whatever,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
not like reliability and that type of stuff. Where it matters
true.
at, nobody, because nobody's
But
like
and you're right that because they had all these problems, the thing was most of us didn't have the main problems. I didn't have problems with mine. Eleanor didn't have problems with hers. Most of the people I know didn't have them, but enough people had the problems that it still hurt their reputation, as always.
But see, like everybody will be like, yeah, Face ID is terrible. But then Google will come out with this fingerprint sensor, and everybody's like, oh, it needs work.
My last story has to do with the fact that we may be getting Face ID on the Pixel soon.
Oh God!
Will it just be segue into these stories, huh?
Please, Google, no.
Exactly.
Don't do it again. This is gonna be the Pixel 4 all over again.
That's what they said. All right, let me pull up that story.
Where half the apps aren't going to support it. And then,
Ted, you want to read the Pixel 6 story?
Sure.
Okay. All right, Ted's going to read it. This is on Phone Arena. Go ahead, Ted, whenever you're ready.
Let's see. Pixel 6 user shares evidence that an update with Face Unlock could be coming soon.
Yep.
There's an update to the story, though, but the story's by Alan Friedman.
Yeah, I would do the update last. I'd skip down and then do the update last.
Oh, excuse me. Let me just get reader mode. All these ads are coming at me.
Yeah, I got it in reader mode already. Okay.
According to 9 to 5 Google, the setup page seen on the photo that accompanies the story has been around since October 2021.
Yeah, it's coming.
Since the October 2021 software build. In addition, before the phones were made official by Google, German and the UK retailers had promotional material for the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro that mentioned Face Unlock.
Yeah, so it's already there. They just haven't opened it up.
By the time it comes, the Pixel 7 will be coming.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Nobody will care.
Face Unlock has been a Android, like a lock screen option for Android phones for a while under convenience.
But the last time the Pixel had it was on the 4.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was terrible because the banking apps didn't support it. This one did, that one didn't.
No, it wasn't supposed to be like a secure way to unlock. It was just like
Face Unlock is not secure for anybody, but I love Face Unlock.
Face Unlock was supposed to be, what was that thing called on the Pixel 4? It had a name where it was secure, but I forget what they called it. But anyway, like it didn't get support fully.
You're right. Yeah, Will is right. On the Pixel 4, they had a special thing where it was actually supposed to be secure.
Dave says Google choosing optical over ultrasonic was a bad idea. I agree. Now Gary says Pixel 4 was and still great, better than the trash Note 10 Plus.
That battery, the Pixel 4 XL battery was trash.
Okay.
The phone,
so for most Google Pixel 6 users dealing with the optical and display sensor, fingerprint scanner has been a painful experience.
That's true.
Google has improved the scanner via software updates, and we expect that the Google will continue to work on improving this feature.
And you know what? That is true. The only problem Eleanor had with her Pixel and me with my Pro was the fingerprint, which was a real pain in the butt. But and they have improved it. But you know what's weird with mine now? It will not unlock with my right thumb, but it almost always unlocks with my left thumb. I don't know why.
Because your right thumb is dirty, George.
I guess.
Did you consider you're right-handed, so your right hand is dirtier more often?
I guess so, but it absolutely almost refuses to unlock with that thumb. But my left thumb, almost every single time. It's weird.
So Face Unlock was introduced on the Pixel 4 line. It was the only biometric scanner on Google's 2019 handsets. In other words, the phone didn't have a fingerprint sensor. Like Apple's Face ID, Face Unlock was on the Pixel 4 and 4 XL using 3D mapping to deliver secure facial recognition, verifying the user's identity. Open certain apps and complete transaction using mobile payment platforms. Well,
what?
Not all payment platforms, I guess.
Right.
There
Yeah.
has been speculation that Google would include Face Unlock on a future Pixel quarterly feature drop, and the early speculation called for it to be added only on the Pixel 6 Pro. So far, after 2 feature drops, Face Unlock still has not surfaced.
That's true.
Photo shows the Pixel 6 screen during setup, showing a Face Unlock as a screen unlock option.
Yeah, it's got
But
an
for the
option there.
first time, we might have seen some evidence that Google is actually working on a Face Unlock, and it could be coming to both the basic and premium variants of the Pixel 6. A Reddit user going by the name of special_command 7893 was setting up his Pixel 6 when he faced the option, honestly, with no pun intended, of selecting a backup screen lock. The phone included Face Unlock.
Yeah.
Pick up the Google 6 or the 6 Pro. Right away, you can hear the following picture or didn't happen. Your wishes are command. So then they show.
Yeah. And you
At
can
this
see the
moment-
face unlock in both in two places here with the camera here.
So at this moment, selecting Face Unlock for your Pixel 6 or 6 Pro wouldn't do a thing. If Google is going to allow face recognition on the series, it will have to update the handsets.
So wait,
Yeah,
they said they're going to put it on the Pro, but not the regular?
That's what they said. But then they went on to say they think it's going to end up being on both.
Yeah.
You know, so obviously it's baked into both phones. They just have to allow us to use it. So I love Face Unlock, but you know that's just me, and I know it's not super secure, but I still enjoy it. That's one of my favorite things about the iPhone.
Meanwhile, you're
I think
unlocking with your mask on
Pixel should have kept using capacitive like they did with the Pixel 5. What does the Pixel 5 use? Like the regular touchback or what?
Which
Well,
one?
the 5 is capacitive.
Yeah, capacitive. We should have just stuck with capacitive. Tried and true.
Dave's one is saying Face Unlock is, if less secure, it should be paired with trusted device to provide some sense of security. Yeah, you could do that. You know. Oh, and Gary's saying it's in the June feature drop. So let's see if it shows up.
Let's see.
Listen, my iPhone unlocks with my watch. My MacBook unlocks with my watch. It's just wonderful. And I can unlock my iPhone with a mask on. Google's got to catch up.
You're enjoying yourself, aren't you, Will?
Yeah, Google's got to catch up.
Let's see. Oh, Gary says it's on the 6. He says if you reset the phone, the option comes up. So that's probably like that picture we saw. Okay.
Why would you have to
Yeah, I know it was baked
Gary,
in there.
Gary, why would you have to reset the phone? If you had to reset your Pixel.
Well, I'm not saying he's not saying you have to reset it every time you use it. He's just saying once.
Because I'm sure you probably had to reset it for something.
Well, that could be true. Yeah, I've never had any of the other problems with the Pixels other than the fingerprint sensor.
Or clear the cache.
Okay, so that I had jumped to the last story. I've got one Web3 story left. So I'm going to go to that, which is the story above the one I just did. So let me share screen here. And I just thought this was an interesting story to share because I don't know much about Web3. This was on CNBC. What is Web3? Here's the vision for the future of the internet from the man who coined the phrase.
You're lucky.
Okay. Will's working again. All right, I'm going to read a view. This is another one. I can't go to read a view. Okay, I guess I'll stay out of read a view. All right. Okay. Computer scientist Gavin Wood coined the term Web 3.0 in 2014, laying out his vision for the future of the internet. The phrase, also shortened to Web 3, has become an internet buzzword recently with high-profile technologists, including Twitter founder Jack Dorsey and Tesla CEO Elon Musk, debating the meaning of the term. Wood, who was one of the co-founders of Ethereum, and I've heard of Ethereum, and founder of blockchain infrastructure company Parity Technology, spoke to CNBC on an episode of the Beyond the Valley podcast to discuss his Web3 vision. What's wrong with the current web? Proponents call Web3 a decentralized version of the internet, one that is not dominated by a handful of powerful players such as Amazon, Microsoft, and Google. Web 1 started off with the idea of an open and decentralized internet, but Web 2, the internet we know today, led to the birth of trillion-dollar technology companies that have a strong influence over the internet and own a lot of the infrastructure the web is built on, and that's the problem. Big problem with this is sort of the same thing as placing all your eggs in one basket. If something goes wrong with one of these services, the service is suddenly unavailable for an awful lot of people. Furthermore, the key word here is trust. We're having to trust the people behind the services. We're having to trust the owners of the companies that run the service. And so, we kind of managed to architect ourselves into this, somewhat like dystopian version of what the world could be. So what is Web3? For Wood, Web3 is a truly decentralized and more democratic version of the current internet. Web3 is really sort of an alternative vision of the web, where the services that we use are not hosted by a single service provider company, but rather they're sort of purely algorithmic things that are in some sense hosted by everybody. I haven't gotten that into my head yet. So it's very peer-to-peer, right? That I understand. The idea being that all participants sort of contribute a small slice of the ultimate service, Wood said. And thus, no one really has any advantage over anyone else. Not in the same sense, at least as you know, when you, for example, go to Amazon or go to eBay or Facebook, where the company behind the service really has absolute power over what it is that they do in providing the service. Web3's keys, terms, and tech. Blockchain is a key technology behind Web3. It is more often associated with the cryptocurrency Bitcoin, and is the technology that underpins it. The Bitcoin blockchain is a public ledger of activity of the Bitcoin network, but Bitcoin is not owned by a single company or person, and it is not issued by a central authority like a central bank. Instead, it is decentralized, and the network is maintained by a global group of people running specialized computers. So blockchain is a key technology, and decentralization is an important phrase. Web3 is based on the idea of a trustless model. Right now, we have to trust companies to deliver the service they promise. But if Web3 products and services are built on blockchains and are decentralized, then you'd only have to trust the underlying algorithm to deliver the product. That carries its own risk, of course. What could a Web3 version of Twitter look like? Webb gave the example of a Web3 version of Twitter, which he said would give more users control over their posts and make verifying identities easier, for example. So it's much harder for someone to fake my identity because we have cryptographic, I can understand that, based proofs that I have done this, and only I could have done this, could have possibly done this. We have probably elements of sort of greater freedom of speech, in the sense that the system isn't going to inherently have gatekeepers that, in the same way that there are Twitter employees that act effectively as gatekeepers to the system. Where does crypto come into this? Web3 advocates suggest cryptocurrencies will play a key role in the future of the internet. An example could be where there is a Web3 application that runs on a certain blockchain that uses a specific digital coin. For example, services that run on Ethereum blockchain may require either Ether-based digital tokens. There have been thousands of virtual currencies that have popped up over the past few years, but Wood said Web3, the way he envisioned it, it may not rely heavily on cryptocurrencies. I suspect that currency will continue to play a role in services, but I think overall we're going to start seeing services be delivered without the need to use tokens. Well, that's good because I think that would be a pain in the butt. And I think that's going to be a big jump. I think it's one of the key factors that's going to open the door to the mainstream here. It's suggesting most people probably wouldn't want to buy lots of different tokens to use the service. I know I wouldn't. How would regulation work? Bitcoin itself has never been regulated because it's very difficult to do, given the fact it is not owned by a single entity. However, businesses that touch cryptocurrency in some ways, such as exchanges, often find themselves under some sort of regulation. So if a Web3 service is built on the same theory of decentralization as Bitcoin, how will regulators approach it? For now, countries around the world are still trying to figure out how to best regulate cryptocurrencies and related technologies. Web3 is part of that conversation. Wood suggests it would be difficult for authorities to regulate the Web3 services themselves. Instead, it could be in an app's own self-interest in terms of their product to bring in rules that align with regulators. I disagree with that. He added that regulators might look to regulate the users of the service rather than the service itself. Will it be the end of tech giants? Web3 advocates suggest that Web3, the power of technology giants, could be challenged. However, those same companies like Microsoft and Twitter are also investing in Web3. Wood said it would be hard to make a dent in these Goliaths, but he likened their potential plight to Microsoft in the late 2000s and into the coming years. It didn't matter that you were running the Windows operating system or authoring your document in Microsoft Word. We used the web as a platform, and the web could be used on any operating system. Ultimately, I would hope that Web3 fulfills the needs of the future in a way that can never really be fulfilled by these centralized service providers. So I'm thinking, yeah, we'd be better off if nobody had any regulatory authority over it. That's just my feeling. But it sounds like it's an awful long way off to me. What do you guys think? Ted, are you sleeping?
Nope. Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, nobody should own too much of the web is hosted on what's that thing? Amazon Web Services. Yeah, very interesting stuff.
Amazon's Web Services has an awful lot of power. So, but I still think it's a long way off. I'm looking at the comments. Gary says, I would get an iPhone, but I don't like my screen crack and having the same ringtone like everybody else. You can't change your ringtones, Gary.
Buy a new ringtone, Gary.
I changed my ringtones on my iPhone. So
we'll just say buy a new ringtone.
Yeah.
Buy a ringtone?
No, I didn't buy mine.
Listen, Ted, what you're saying is why nobody likes to develop for Android, because there ain't no money there, because everybody wants to go download it and steal it. And
hey, my ringtones on my iPhone, I put on there that I didn't have to buy them.
Oh, well, you didn't buy them, but
I copied my ringtones from my computer. That's
what is this? 2004? Will? Jeez.
So listen,
Renz is saying I did a wipe reset on my Pixel 5 because I had an issue with split screen, and after the wipe, everything is going well. That's good. Days helped me with his issue. Oh, very nice. Days to the rescue. Very good. Let's see. More comments. They said, anytime, glad to help. Don agrees with me. I guess he means about regulators over us. Yeah. And I got most of my ringtones from Zedge a long time ago.
I use Zedge too, Renz.
I copied all my ringtones to my computer, so any phone I get, I just copy the ringtones from my computer.
I don't think iPhone has Zedge. He's saying that he would have bought an iPhone.
No, yeah, but the thing is, but what I did, Will, I copied them from Zedge years ago, but now I just copy them from my computer. It doesn't matter if I have an iPhone or an Android phone.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't do all
I think you needed iTunes for that, George. George, what do you use now? Now that Apple
before
stopped
you
that.
needed iTunes. Before you needed
Yeah.
iTunes, and it was like a workaround. You had to change the file format from an what was it,
Exactly.
M4A or something.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
did have to change the file. I did have to change the file format, but I have both file formats on my computer, so I can copy whatever I want.
I'm
see, I
just
don't
saying
have
it's a lot
time for
easier
all
on
that.
Android.
And
It is, but
use the
you know
same
what?
ringtones on every phone. So
See, Ted, that's why nobody wants to, because you can go get a pirated app and all that. That's why nobody develops for Android. Because there's no money. Everybody wants everything for free.
Gary says, buy a ringtone.
Gary would never buy an iPhone. He's just
That's
saying.
true. That's Days One
Gary,
says Pixel literally makes ringtones out of music you own. Yes, I've done that too.
Gary doesn't want to have a superior device.
Miss E says, great to see you, Ted and Will. Discussions rocked. Okay.
So yeah, there is a Zedge.
Gary
It looks like they just do
agrees with Ted. It's
wallpapers
too
on
much work
Zedge.
though.
On iOS, they just do Zedge. Just gives you wallpapers. They don't give you the rest of the stuff.
No,
Like
Zedge
Yeah.
gives you lots of ringtones. You can get lots of free
No,
ringtones.
not on iPhone, George.
Unless you copy them to your computer. Do you know how long it takes to change the format? About 2 seconds.
Oh no, they do. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Zedge is available on iPhones, the full one. Icons, ringtones, wallpapers. They even do
Well, there
live
you go.
wallpapers.
There you go, Gary. Now you can go get your iPhone.
There you go.
No excuses now.
All right, guys, we've gotten through everything. I'm going to go down to glowing rectangles, and Ted, I'm going to let you read it for a change.
For a change,
right.
I'm even the one reading it.
No, I've been reading it every week when you're not here.
Good point.
All right, go ahead. It's up whenever you're ready.
Okay, guys. So, ladies and gentlemen, are you tired of having an algorithm dictate what tech stories come to your feed wherever it may be? And you want to know what other like minded tech individuals are sharing stories that you might like? Well, then come on down to reddit.com/r/glowing rectangles. And you can find those stories that people like you share. It's a place where you can find fun tech reviews from folks who need more attention too. Real person, real reviews, real blogs, YouTubers. Every little boost helps. So come over to the Glowing Rectangle subreddit and give it up though on stuff that you like.
But I wouldn't say it's for people who need more attention. It's for people who need more exposure, I would say.
They need more attention.
Yeah.
They need more attention. And issues need more attention. Let's see, what's the first story? Oh my gosh.
Wait, I got to click top. All right. If you click top, it brings a story that was uploaded.
The V60 gets Android 12. Wow.
Yep.
I'm still waiting for Android. Actually, I think I just got it. I think I just got Android 11 on my LG G8X.
I'm surprised they got Android 12. Good for V60.
It's crazy now that LG stopped selling phones. They've gotten better at supporting them through software.
Getting up there, yeah. But I get an email from LG about something about 2 or 3 times a week.
Ain't that a B? Like, had they had that same energy when they were selling the products, maybe things would be different.
So anyway, that story got upvoted the most today, and the second most upvoted was 5 common issues with the Dell Inspiron 155585. I only see 2 stories there, Ted. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's unusual.
George, are you getting the OnePlus 10?
Not a chance. No, I just got the Moto Edge Plus last week, and I'm loving that. I'm also going to get the iPhone 14, one of them when it comes out. But I think rather than the Flip, I'm probably going to get the 4, the Galaxy 4 instead of the Flip this time. So I'm probably going to spend the extra money.
The Fold 4?
Yeah, the Fold 4. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I've never gotten the fold, so I'm thinking this is the year I'm doing it. And right now, financially, and even with Google, I'm doing better than I ever have. So
What do you mean with Google? What do you mean?
Google sending me a check every month all of a sudden.
Ah, okay.
So
Oh, congratulations! That was your goal.
yeah, they have they sent me a 1099 this year. I didn't even realize, so they made me an official small business, and now I'm getting checks month after month. Little checks, but that was my first
You
goal.
writing it off? You got to write it off now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's how I was able to get a lot more money back this year than last year. So I'm keeping track of everything I buy for the channel. You can count on that. So that's the show for tonight, folks. And of course, Will and Ted made it a great show. We wish Mike would have come in, but if he wants to just go get boozed up, he's allowed to do that once in a while.
I don't know. That might be a cry from help. Instead of coming with people, he just likes to drink by himself instead of drinking with company.
I don't think he does that very often. At least that's my impression.
I know.
I think he's good. I think he's good to go. And yes, Will, sometime this summer, I will get up there. I guess Will got busy. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so we had Will for the whole show, and we had Ted for the whole show, and you guys have made it a great show, and I really appreciate it.
And thanks for the super chats, Brian and Big House.
Yeah, and Renz.
And Renz as usual, sorry.
All right, so I'll be looking for my invitation to the wedding next month, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, yeah, Will is gone, so everybody say good night, Will. All right, folks. Thanks to everybody that came in. Let me check the comments once more.
You're getting a fold. What fold are you getting?
I'm probably going to get the Fold 4 when it comes out.
The Fold 4?
Yeah, because I've never gotten a Fold. Brian said, great to see everyone. Yeah, very happy you guys came in.
I say, get that. You heard about the new Fold Vivo's putting out? I think
yes, I saw a story about it yesterday, and I saw another one just before I started. I'll probably read that one too.
Yeah,
but the trouble is they're releasing it in China, not here. That means you'd have to import it.
Yeah.
So, Renz, just the fact that you're here, as always, is greatly appreciated.
Yep, we always appreciate you having Red.
Great show, guys. Thank you, Miss C. All right, you guys all have a very blessed weekend, and hopefully we'll see you next Friday, and maybe we'll get lucky again, and maybe we'll even get Mike. Who knows? All right, guys, have a great weekend. I'm going to sign off.